I'm sure you've heard the news of the year is 2024. The world is engulfed in flames. For 4 long years, the fires of war have raged, consuming all in their path. In the heart of this inferno, a desperate struggle is taking place. The ninth realm, a mystical plane of existence, has become a battleground. On one side stand the kitsune, ancient and cunning fox spirits, their fur matted with blood and dirt. They fight with the ferocity of cornered animals, their claws bared, their teeth gnashing. On the other side stands the German army, a force of mechanized might. Their tanks and guns a testament to their cold, brutal efficiency. The air crackles with the sound of gunfire and the screams of the dying. The ground is littered with the bodies of the fallen, both human and kitsune. The stench of blood and cordite hangs heavy in the air. The world watches in horror as the ninth realm is torn apart. From the bomb-scarred ruins of London, a voice booms out, a beacon of hope in the gathering darkness. Winston Churchill, the British bulldog, his face a mask of grim determination, rallies his people. His words, crackling across the airwaves, carry the weight of a nation on his shoulders. He speaks of courage, of resilience, of the unwavering spirit of the British people. He reminds them that they have faced down tyrants before, that they have stared into the abyss and emerged victorious. He tells them that this time will be no different. His voice, hoarse but resolute, echoes across the airwaves, a lifeline to a nation teetering on the brink. But the situation on the ground is dire. The German army, a well-oiled machine of war, has advanced relentlessly, their progress seemingly unstoppable. The British and their kitsune allies fight bravely, but they are outmatched, outgunned and outmaneuvered. The German front lines, a seemingly impenetrable wall of steel and fire, hold firm. Each attack by the British and their kitsune allies is met with a storm of bullets and shells. Casualties mount with each passing day, and the hope that once burned brightly in the hearts of the Allied soldiers begins to flicker and fade.
Mr. President, the situation in the ninth realm is dire. Our British and kitsune allies are fighting with unmatched bravery, but they are running out of supplies, their casualties are mounting, and they desperately need our support.
In the dimly lit war room, beneath the bustling streets of Washington, D.C., tension hangs heavy in the air. Maps adorned with pins and markers line the walls, each one representing a point of conflict, a lost battle, a fading hope. War Room Ambassador Zachary, his face etched with worry, paces back and forth. He pleads with President Roosevelt, his voice raw with desperation. He outlines the dire situation in the ninth realm. He speaks of the bravery of the British and their kitsune allies, of their unwavering spirit. But he also speaks of their dwindling supplies, their mounting casualties, their desperate need for support.
I understand the gravity of the situation. The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
President Roosevelt listens intently, his face a mask of concern. He knows the cost of war all too well.
I've seen the casualty reports, the photographs of grieving families.
He contemplates the recent battlefield report, his face creased with worry.
Sending American troops to the ninth realm means sending young men and women to their deaths. It could also mean drawing America into a wider war, a war that could consume the entire world.
The weight of these decisions presses heavily on him, knowing that each choice could alter the course of history. The decision weighs heavily on him. He remembers the horrors of the Great War, the senseless slaughter, the millions of lives lost. He had hoped that America would never again be drawn into such a conflict. But he also remembers the lessons learned from that war, the dangers of isolationism, the importance of standing up to tyranny. He knows that if the world is to be saved, if freedom is to prevail, then sacrifices must be made. The air in the war room is thick with anticipation. All eyes are on President Roosevelt. The weight of the world rests on his shoulders. He must choose between his aversion to war and his duty to protect his allies, between safeguarding American lives and risking them for a greater cause. His decision will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the destiny of nations and the fate of the world.
This is a choice that will shape our future one way or another.
Ambassador Zachary watches President Roosevelt, his heart pounding in his chest. He knows that time is running out. Every second that passes brings the British and their kitsune allies closer to defeat. He holds his breath, waiting for the president's decision, a decision that will determine the fate of the free world.
We can't afford to wait any longer, Mr. President. The stakes are too high. Mr. President, we need air support. Our bombers can't get through without it. The Luftwaffe, they control the skies.
The fate of the Ninth Realm, the fate of the world, hinges on President Roosevelt's decision. Will he send American eagles to soar alongside the beleaguered Kitsuna, or will he allow the darkness to consume the Ninth Realm, and perhaps the world?
Hey Wolfpack, my name is War Room Ambassador Zachary, and if you want to help the war cause, make sure to donate. It helps out a lot. So see you all in the next one.